Good morning, Wednesday morning, heading now to Tel Aviv to meet with Shahar Tzafrir from TLV Partners. He was on the vlog recently. One of the smarter people that I know, definitely one of the more impressive kind of backgrounds in the Israeli VC space. He was at Magma before and has invested in some of Israel's top companies. There just kind of talk about their strategy, about the firm, just a big fan. After that, heading to have lunch with Jared Kash. Jared is an old friend, and you know what? I'll leave the story for later. It's an amazing story. His dad is an absolute real-life hero and a legend. So you'll hear more about him and his dad soon. And after that, heading to I-24 for my weekly segment. Pretty chill day, but excited about it. A lot of cool stuff happening. Here we go. Oh man, if I didn't have back-to-back meetings today, I would so be droning. The day is like perfect, optimal droning weather. Check this out. I should totally be droning today. All right, off to my first meeting now. Spontaneous one, actually, before I meet TLV Partners. More to come soon. Made it to Sarona. I have 25 minutes to my first meeting. I love this place, Sarona Market. You got some of the hottest companies here, like Lemonade, some of the hottest VCs here, like TLV, some of the hottest big companies here, like Samsung and others. On a beautiful day like today, Sarona is amazing. Check this out. I'm on my way to the meeting, as I said, and I have a 20-minute break. I'm doing a spontaneous interview here. Set up the camera, we're trying to find some shade, and Channel 11 in Israel is where it will be airing. Done. Now, check out Sarona. Who are you?
Rashi.
That's it? I learned everything I know from this woman right here. One of the smartest marketing people in the country. If I say smartest, other people get offended, but I'm turning this off so we can catch up for a second. Okay, so, first of all, an amazing Tel Aviv morning. Like, perfection. I absolutely should have brought my drone today. I'm regretting it, but what are you gonna do? Had an amazing coffee this morning, meeting an amazing human being. I love it. First of all, before we even talk about who you are and what you do, let's just start with the fact that if your memory serves you accurately, we connected years ago because you shared a post that perhaps not many entrepreneurs would have shared. We're not gonna get into it, but let's just call it a sensitive topic. It resonated with me. I shared it. We didn't know each other, and we connected online because of that post. So for all those people that say, no, stay away from confrontation, don't share things, you have conviction, you believe in something, go all in. Let's just get that out of the way. Who are you?
My name is Roy Raanani, and I'm one of the founders and the CEO of Chorus.ai.
Chorus.ai. Okay. Let's just jump right in. Okay, first of all, you're widely regarded as one of the hotter companies out there. I'm just letting you know that in case you didn't know. No, seriously, you guys have a very, very solid name. You raised from some amazing investors. You raised a significant amount of money. Do you talk about how much money you guys raised, or it's not public information?
No, we've publicized it. It's around 20 million.
Okay, so you raised 20 million, and your R&D center, your R&D team is here, and the rest of your team is in San Francisco.
That's right.
Beautiful. Okay, so what is Chorus.ai?
Well, 3 years ago it was an idea, but you appreciate that the most important thing that we do as humans is communicate. And
can I interrupt you? I apologize in advance for interrupting. Like, it's totally my ADD, but I published an article this morning. Kid you, I'll show you the title if you don't believe me. This morning I published an article on Inc. magazine about communication and how important it is and how to communicate effectively. I will send you the link so you read it because I think it will resonate, but now I'm going to shut up and let you talk. Communication, yes.
Amazing. So I did not know that. And so when we started the company 3 years ago, it was really about understanding what it is that makes communication effective. And there were no data sets out there to build these machine learning models to really deconstruct that. And so we went out to companies to say, do you have some data that you can share you're talking to customers all day long. Can you give us some data sets that show us which conversations led to people becoming customers, which ones didn't? And the answer was, Roy, you don't understand. If we're lucky, we know that a conversation took place, but we don't know what happened. And there was this aha moment that there was a billion-dollar company 5 to 7 years from now that was ours to lose, to help every company in the world realize that the conversations you have with your market are one of your most valuable assets as a business.
Love it.
When you think about it, these conversations are an asset.
Right.
And if you can deconstruct what's happening in these conversations at scale, if you can figure out, number one, just what's happening. Number two, why is it that some people are so much more effective at selling than others? You can start to learn what makes communication effective, what makes certain salespeople effective. And then, more than anything, you can take all of these insights that you're hearing in the market and you can get them right to the people in the company that need them to make better decisions.
Are you going to be mad at me if I interrupt you again?
No.
If you need to get over, can you come over here and say hello to you? Just going to walk by like that? If you need some top talent, like top talent in this country, come here. Come here. Come into the frame. Come behind here.
Roy, how are you?
Who are you? Do you know Chorus.ai?
I have not yet.
Well, you need to know Roy, CEO of Chorus.ai.
Is it Roy?
What do you do? Who are you? This is TLV, baby. I love it. I love the energy. Who are you, real quick? Elevator pitch.
I'm Jeff Shapiro.
That's
Pleasure to meet you. I am
His,
one of the...
his partners, Noam Eisenberg, Michael's brother.
That's the more important aspect.
No, I'm
of
just
who I am.
kind of giving him context,
I'm a founding partner in we're a global headhunting firm that's based here in Israel. We actually help the vast majority of the best high-tech companies here recruit all kinds of senior executive talent all around the world.
Very cool.
Done. Sold.
How's that for an
Everest?
Search Partners.
.com.
Everestsearch.com.
Everestsearch.com. Get out of here.
All right, man.
Good to see you, man. Take care.
Wow, I just wanted my 5 minutes of fame. 5 seconds is enough, right?
See you soon, man. Regards to Noam. Okay, sorry about that. You're not offended.
You know everybody.
You're not offended, right?
Of course not.
Okay, yeah, it's Tel Aviv. I wouldn't do this if it was in San Francisco. It's not acceptable. In Tel Aviv, you're from, Israeli culture. We're very rude. Okay, so the bottom line is, let me just kind of, let's call it dissect it, okay? Let me just dumb it down to its core components, let's call it. These conversations, this communication is in every company in the world. I don't care if you're selling phones or lens caps or what every company's selling. Now, that interaction is full of data, right? If you could optimize that communication, you can know that this word or this phrase or this tone or this whatever works more effectively. You need to extract that information and serve it to me on a silver platter. Is that what Chorus does?
Yeah, that's it. So think of it really simply is with the click of a button, you share your calendar with Chorus. We look at it. Anytime that we see that there's a meeting with a Zoom link or a GoToMeeting or a WebEx, we know you're having a meeting.
Yeah.
We join it as an assistant.
Love it.
We record the screen share.
Love it.
We transcribe it in real time,
Wow.
and then we analyze it. And then
Love
the
it.
second the meeting's over, you get a summary, and you
love
have
it.
that information.
Freaking love it. Just enterprise or small? Who's your target?
We work with mid-market and enterprise, mostly.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so how big is the company? Whatever, give me some numbers just so I understand the context of it. How many employees? Just whatever you can tell me about the company in terms of size.
Yeah, we're about 50 employees, almost evenly split between R&D and then go-to-market functions. We're fortunate to work with some of the best companies in the world.
Can you name drop?
Qualtrics,
Wow.
Outreach, Adobe, some great companies.
What's with the noise in the background, people? I'm filming here. What's wrong with you guys? Construction. Okay, super cool. All right, let's take a step sideways here. We get Chorus. It sounds amazing. Chorus.ai. Put the link down there, Joseph, please. What's your background in 3 sentences? Because you have an interesting background as well.
I'm a Canadian. I started my career working as the guy without an Israeli accent that worked for an Israeli tech company talking to customers.
Okay.
Then I had a career consulting at Bain, and then I worked with Innovation Endeavors in the early days.
So Innovation Endeavors, can we talk a little bit about that, or you'd rather not talk about it? This is editable. We can edit it out afterwards if you don't want to talk about it.
We can talk about it. I don't know if I'll have that much to say.
Okay, so you went to Stanford with, who was in your class with you?
Dror Berman was a year ahead of me. Amazing guy.
And who's your professor, your teacher?
So Eric Schmidt teaches a second-year class.
See, this is the thing, right? I love Israel. Don't get you know I know I love Israel, right? But I went to college in Israel. Eric Schmidt, the chairman of freaking Google, wasn't my professor. You go to Stanford, you get Eric Schmidt as a professor. That's something that America will always have over Israel. So Eric Schmidt was teaching your class. Dror Berman's like, dude, I know startups. You know Israeli startups. Let's get something going on here. And you guys started a fund or something else in the beginning?
He started the fund. He employed me.
Okay. So you were one of the first employees at Innovation Endeavors. Innovation Endeavors just raised another fund, and they're invested in some of the hottest companies out there. Obviously, Eric Schmidt. His name name goes a long way, and so you're one of the first ones there. And then you're like, you said something to me that I found very profound. Again, if it's not something you want to say on camera, we can edit it out. But you said something along the lines of, how can I be advising companies if
I'd never built a company myself?
You understand that you might take that as like a given or something that you take for granted, but you understand that like most investors or even marketing people or people that do advise and help other startups don't think that way and have never built companies, and that doesn't bother them. You do realize that, yes?
I do.
It's a problem. Like I can tell you as an entrepreneur myself, and many entrepreneurs that I work with, like say to me, like, this VC is driving us nuts. What the hell has he done with his life? When has he ever built a company? Does he even know what we're going through? And 9 out of 10 times the answer is no. He has not built a company. So that is actually a very unique thought process that you had, and a commendable one. Hats off.
I think, to add a little bit more color to that, I do think that there are roles for different folks, right? So some of us are good as operators. Sometimes it's about support, it's about empathy, it's about picking people. So you can be an amazing investor without having that background. But I think at the end of the day, we were talking about authenticity earlier. It's about finding whatever your approach is, just being authentic, being true to yourself.
Could not agree more.
Investors can help in a ton of different ways.
Could not agree. You know what? Authenticity today, it is such a problem. I don't know. I just wrote a post about this yesterday about the whole, this is a new phenomenon that I'm seeing way too often. I don't know if you've seen this, but like the whole, we want to be your man on the ground to help you penetrate other markets. You ever hear this? You know these agencies that do this now? It's like every other person and their mother is going to help me scale in the US. It used to be like social media gurus, then it was digital marketing agencies, then it was PR. Now it's, we want to be your man on the ground in the US. And I'm like, and I wrote on Facebook, and I'm like, guys, there's some legit ones out there. There's some, all the accelerators, that's what, I'm not going to say that YC is not legit. Obviously, there's some legit ones out there, but just do your digging. Like someone says that to you, ask them, all right, so what companies have you scaled in the US? Who are you going to get me in front of? How are we going to close that deal? Like dig a little bit, there's authenticity is key. Like people are, and again, I sound like I'm a bitter old man, but like people are full of crap in ours. There are a lot of BS artists out there. A lot. Way too many. Authenticity is totally underrated, in my opinion. Anyway, dude, fantastic to meet. What time is it right now? I'm super late for my next meeting. Fantastic to meet you. It goes without saying, I said it to you, but I'll say it again. If I can help in any way, shape, or form, this is, I hope we meet again soon. I'll be pinging you when I'm in SF, and if you come to visit in Israel, we'll do coffee. Always a blessed initiative to have a cup of coffee. That's how things get done in this country, over coffee. But really, if I can help with anything at all, I'm a big fan of your work, and you guys are kicking butt. So good luck with everything, and I mean it. Take me up on that, all right?
I will.
Thanks, dude.
Appreciate it.
First things first, how was that steak and how was that goose liver?
Unbelievable. First time, I can't wait to get another.
You know something? I will forever be the guy who introduced you to frog wow.
Pop the cherry.
There you go. I wasn't going to say it, the kids watching. But... All right, so how long have we known each other now?
A couple of years. Going back a couple of years.
Who introduced us? Shahar, right?
Yes.
Yummy. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Who are you?
Jared Kash.
Jared Kash. First of all, you have the coolest name ever, right?
It's a great last name.
Sounds super like made up.
My grandfather's name was Seymour Kash. I think that's the best name. You can't get better than Seymour Kash.
That is awesome.
Classic.
I'm changing my name. That is awesome. Okay, so let's start with, maybe, I don't know, but one of the most important aspects, I don't know what's going on while this isn't standing straight. Stand straight, there you go. With one of the most important aspects, and that is your dad.
Absolutely. I mean, huge inspiration to everything I've been doing. Peter Kash, and bestseller book, author here in Israel. Make Your Own Luck was the English title, and cancer, biotech, venture capital space for over 30 years at this point.
How many successful biotech companies has he had?
Close to 24.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. So, after we met and you kind of mentioned your dad, I don't know, maybe it like kind of went in one, I don't know if I took it to heart, but I think the second time you mentioned your dad again, and then I went and I Googled him, and I'm like, oh my God. Your dad's like a huge deal.
Yeah.
Huge deal in the cancer world.
I mean, it's every time I'm sitting at a meeting here, it's always special in Tel Aviv when you meet a connection and you meet someone and they, your dad, are you kidding? And it happened yesterday with the guy here in the VC space in Israel, and he had goosebumps up and down,
Yeah. So
when made the connection.
When I was in New York, I had the opportunity, you introduced us to meet with your dad, and put aside the 24 success stories, put aside all the books that he's written. The guy, I mean, just on a personal level, what an amazing man. Honestly, your dad is like, I'm a huge fan. I hope he's watching this. I love you. All right. He's done amazing things for humanity, really.
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
not many people have done that many amazing things for humanity.
That's his driver.
So that's your background. So you got good genes. What does your mom do?
Good looking genes. She's the best mom in the world.
Hey, what is she?
Saint. She's a saint. That's what she is. She's the best mom in the world.
Love it. Love it. All right.
For my three other siblings. So.
Love it. Okay, so let's start with you. How old are you?
24.
24 years old. And I think it's fair to say you've already done more in your career than I have.
Not even close.
Dude, you've done a lot, man. Let's start from the beginning.
You're an idol to me.
Stop. When we met the first time, what was the context there?
Was working on Time Flash, founder and CEO, which was a gamification marketing platform that was ultimately acquired by Star Communications, part of the WPP group in Latin America.
Love it. You know what? I want to say something right now, and we're close enough for me to say this. You as a person and our relationship is the manifestation of my entire philosophy.
Absolutely.
I really believe that. I'll tell you what I mean by that. So what happened after we met the first time?
I was blown away. First off, another fantastic steak in Herzliya somewhere.
That's right.
And one of my first business trips to Israel, and you just open your network. Never had anyone ever do this to me. Sent me 10 introductions, right away, and it made a huge impact in terms of the success of the company.
Okay, so let's just pause there right now. Many people, and I don't judge anyone, but most people, I would say, that would facilitate that kind of, I would say, networking for another person who, we didn't really know each other back then.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe it wouldn't ask for money, but would somehow figure out how to capitalize on that.
100%.
Right? It didn't even cross my mind. I'm not. By the way, I'm saying this not because I'm trying to show off, but I'm saying this because fast forward these years later, you sold your company, and now what are you doing?
Managing partner of Big Block Ventures, venture arm of a production company out in Los Angeles.
Not just a production company, like
big media agency.
Yeah.
Developing TV commercials for brands like Volkswagen, Under Armour, ESPN. I'm currently investing in early stage technologies in the media entertainment space here in Israel and elsewhere.
So number one, I'm going to say, I'm slightly exaggerating, you'll forgive me, but I want to make a point here. Some random 22-year-old kid comes to me and says, listen, I want to meet investors for my company. I had no business interest here or any reason whatsoever, zero incentive, quote unquote, in the traditional sense to do what I did. But why would I not? That's the way I view things. What ended up happening, you sold the company, you're now investing, so I'm able to send you deals, connect you to other investors. In addition to that, if all that isn't enough, you then told your dad, there's this dude in Israel named Hillel who selflessly helped me and wanted nothing in return. You said to your dad, I want you to meet him. I have the opportunity to meet, like I said before, a world-class author, scientist, doctor, entrepreneur, investor, you name it. All the adjectives in the world, just because I did good for someone.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's everything, man. You do good for others. You facilitate success for others. Everyone wins.
It's magic. Talk about a community. You're one of those influencers in a community like the tech ecosystem here in Israel and elsewhere. And it's individuals like you that really are able to not only make the magic happen within the community, but also make it that much more of an enjoyable experience.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I want, the most important thing is I want people who are watching to understand that not everything needs to be monetized. If you do good for others selflessly, you will win. And if you don't win, meaning if it doesn't end up leading to something like me meeting an unbelievable person or having opportunities created, then you did good for someone. What did you lose? You gotta mind shift. You gotta make a shift in your mindset. Okay, now let's talk back, shift back a little bit to what you're doing right now. If there's an early stage entrepreneur watching and they're looking to raise $50, $100, $150,000, they're in the media space or the entertainment space, they want to meet you. What's the best way to get in touch?
Jared.Kash, Kash, at bigblockla.com. Send over a quick deck, introduce yourself. I'm in Tel Aviv for the next 2 weeks.
Include Hillel's vlog in the subject.
Absolutely.
Context.
Yeah,
super important.
Perfect.
I highly recommend you meet this guy. And at the end of the day, you're looking to increase your network in Israel, meet with other investors, meet with some entrepreneurs. So we're going to make that happen. Bottom line is, dude, you keep, I don't know how you're 24 and you've done so much, but it's highly impressive. I guess again, it's in your genes. But let me know now and in the future how I can help, and let's keep doing this annual lunch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loose liver steak. Win-win, right?
In this beautiful city.
Yeah, it's a nice day. It's a little bit hot for my liking, but it's a nice day. Anyway, bro, I'm gonna run to I-24. This was awesome.
Real pleasure.
And yeah, man, if something pops into your head that I can help that we didn't talk about,
looking forward.
You know where to find me, right?
Perfect.
Awesome, man. Thanks. Good people, that Jared. Seriously, he's gonna, as if he hasn't already, but he's going to accomplish a lot. Anyway, now running to I-24, going live in like an hour. I have a long ride ahead of me, and I haven't even looked at the stories that I'll be speaking about today, so a bit of a rush. That's funny. Ron Rav, whose car that is like a top PR guy in this country. He works with all the big celebrities and stuff in this country. It's not a bad looking car. my car, which was heavily air conditioned, into the humidity of Jaffa. My glasses are all fogging up. Going live on I-24 in approximately 25 to 30 minutes. I have not yet looked at the stories I'll be speaking about today, but priorities. And the top priority for you right now is to see how beautiful Jaffa is. Check it. All right, heading now to I-24, the studio. Today is actually a very unique segment because they asked me to send them the top tech news of the week. Generally speaking, it's usually Silicon Valley news. Once in a while, we have an Israeli piece. Today, 3 of the stories, all Israel tech news. You know you're doing something right when you're a country the size of New Jersey, and the top tech news originates from your country. So we're talking about a new unmanned aerial vehicle that was just developed in Israel, as in a flying car kind of thing to pick, to rescue injured people in the field. We're talking about Verint acquiring NSO for $1 billion, and we're talking about Airobotics, super duper hot company that was on the vlog actually, that's now using autonomous drones to survey the construction of Israel's most ambitious construction project, the new seaport in Haifa. 3 pieces of news, of top tech news, all 3 of them Israeli. That's nuts. What are the chances that I come to the Jaffa port and I bump into some of my favorite people? Who are you guys? Who are you?
We are. Lonnie, Tim, and Snape.
How do we know each other?
You are like mentor, connector.
No, that was not the answer I was expecting. We work together, approve is what I meant to say. We work together, we've been working together for a long time. Mentor. Anyway, plug your website, quick.
98marketing.com. Freelance marketing.
98marketing.com. Check it out. She's good. Yeah, that was cool. Lonnie Schumann, old friend, great at marketing, started a new agency, just getting started. She knows her stuff. I've already sent her several leads and they are extremely satisfied. And now I'm late to I-24. Getting mic'd up, this good looking guy, Beard Envy. Cooling off in here, there's good air conditioning. Going live in 1.5 minutes.
Changing the landscape of droning and then some, from a search and rescue vehicle to a drone used for mapping. A lot of promise for the future. Hillel Fuld back from Paris with more. First of all, welcome back.
Isn't it Paris?
Paris. So we had Elon Levy kind of going live from there. What was the Viva Tech conference like? Different than CES and some of the other ones we know of?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was similar to CES. Not it was ginormous. It was just endless, so much tech. But you could really see from these conferences what's the next big thing kind of thing. There's tons of AI, tons of robotics, tons of drones. Like you see all the trends there on the floor.
Yeah, cool, and all the people that are now also kind of embarking on the same kinds of platform.
Acquisition, $1 billion acquisition. Very exciting to see because it's kind of, bringing us back to our roots in terms of what the strongest technology coming out of Israel is, which is cyber, right? Mm-hmm. We were always kind of strongest in cyber because of the military. We've kind of, I'd say, branched out of that into other areas, but now this is our kind of core. This is crazy cool. And this, talking about the future, I mean, this is wild. This thing takes off and it could, carry massive amounts of weight and it could, save people and injured soldiers from the field, etc. And it flies, I think, 160 kilometers an hour. Israel's becoming pretty quickly, actually, a superpower in the drone space, which is wild.
Because, which is your favorite thing to do in the first place.
So Airobotics is definitely one of, if not the hottest company in the drone space. Fully autonomous drones, no human being involved here. And what they're doing now is they just signed a deal with the construction of the seaport of Haifa, the most ambitious, I'd say, construction project Israel's ever undergone. And they're going to now, in terms of measurements, in terms of monitoring the project, everything without a human being involved at all.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you.
This guy is giving a graduation speech.
We have to go, but today was all Israel, huh?
It was all Israel all the time.
Love it. See you next week, Em.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Good energy. Good energy.
Yeah.
Look who's coming behind me, the one and only. What? The producer, the boss. What's going on? You good?
Here. Oh, perfect. Of course. Good to be back.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back.
Wherever you have
Paris.
Ah oui, c'est ça.
Yeah, that. Take care. See you next week.
See you.
Bye. That went well. Good energy. A couple more meetings throughout the day, but I think I'm going to call it a day for now. Tomorrow's going to be nuts. Hey, Lonnie, say see you then and go like that.
See you then.